We are back to the warehouse for Blitzball Battle 6. We Got Ice will not be skunked this year. Let's talk Blitzball. Welcome to the Blitzball Boys, a podcast about Blitzball and boys but lately about Blitzball. I'm your co-host, Brandon Ruppel, along with my fellow host, Peter Del Rey.
Hey, Brendan.
Hey, bye.
They will be skunked for the rest of this year.
They'll be wearing the skunk.
They'll be keeping the skunk.
They'll be keeping the skunk. They like it.
Which is like, Peter Moylan said it at one point, where it's like, oh, if they win this game, do they get to like scratch off the skunk? No. Then what's the fucking point of the skunk patch? You wear it the whole season.
Right.
It's the whole season.
But they are
You don't win the
wooden
spoon for one game.
The wooden spoon? What's the wooden spoon?
The wooden spoon is the worst placed team in soccer. So in MLS,
did they get spanked by the commissioner?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
The
First place team plays again.
First place team wins the supporter shield. Last place team wins the wooden spoon.
Things you learn.
DC United famously got it 3 years in a row. Pretty bad.
These are things that I should know, but I watch one sport.
I mean, why should you know it? I don't know if it's used in other sports.
I know, but I don't know anything about sports really. For a guy that talks about sports on a podcast.
Not really.
Yeah. Yeah, would you call this a sport or a game? This is more of a game. They're just fucking around.
Yeah. The wooden spoon is a metaphorical award given to the team that finishes last in a competition, often a sporting event like the Six Nations Rugby Championship. It's not a physical spoon, but rather a symbolic acknowledgement of being in last place.
I mean, we won't spend too much time on this, but did you ever get the wooden spoon by like your parents growing up?
Can't answer that question.
Sounds like a resounding yes.
I'm not confirming or denying.
I did not. My dad would make a joke. He would do the belt instead, and he would just like crack the belt. He's like, "You're gonna get the belt," and he would like laugh afterwards, and then not really.
My dad would put on his high school baseball spikes, and he'd just fucking
stop. Oh my god,
stomp our faces in. That's why we look the way we do.
Yeah.
Oh, Dad, please.
That guy Peter has cleat face.
You shouldn't have made that error at second base. Brendan,
he's a good dad and a good coach.
Over under on your burn, 5.5 seconds.
Peter, let's find out. Jack Doyle on the mound for We Got Ice against MacFlurry Power as they both try to make like a toothpick and get the 1 seed. We Got Ice is looking nice as Jack Doyle decides to dice up those purple guys. He absolutely knuckle drops it on them in dominant fashion. Knock, knock. Who's there? Jackie Ding Dong. Walk-off homer. That's 5 points for We Got Ice in the Warehouse Cup.
The overhit by a lot. I don't know what you were doing with that voice. I said 5.5 seconds because there has been a game. I forget which one. I forget if it was MacFlurry Power versus Whack, or I think that's it, or Del Caribe versus We Got Ice, where you literally were just like, hey, Dalton did it, and then that was it.
And then you criticized me, but then you realized, like, you know what? That is kind of what happened in the game.
That's exactly what happened. There you go. You don't need to listen to that podcast or whatever episode that was.
Yeah, listen to the burn and shut it off.
Listen to the burn.
I was excited to say Jackie Ding Dong out loud because I saw it in your notes and I was like, Jackie Ding Dong is going to be fun to say.
Yeah.
And it was.
But that's not what Peter Moylan said. He said Jackie Dong Dong.
Jackie Dong Dong? Did he say that?
I think so. Because I remember writing Jackie Ding Dong and then Moylan saying Jackie Dong Dong like immediately afterwards. And I was like, whoa, so close.
I mean, we'll talk about it obviously, but Jack's like, I don't know what that was. Was that a riser? Like very clearly not a riser. He goes up there dead brain and just hits.
That's what he said.
Yeah, it works. Dead brain works.
That is what he said. Yeah, dead brain works.
Is that you with dead brain?
I don't know. I went dead brain because I wanted to go into the.
You could have done
episode itself.
You could have done like a zombie thing, like.
I didn't like this episode, Brendan. I'll tell you what.
You hate the ones that are like mid-season catch-ups because they need to fill time for the one.
He said
games.
Jackie Dong Dong. Dong Dong. Yeah,
I was thinking about you while watching this. Like Peter hates this right now.
I did not like it at all. I want that to be a separate episode. I understand why they don't, because nobody watches it. But like you like
and they're trying to fill time to get to like probably like an algorithm window of like 40 minutes or so.
You like it. I don't like
Well,
it.
I'll say
We just
I like the
watched
first
the
20
other
minutes
8
or so.
games.
Like the hype up part gets me, and I like
Yeah.
that. And then once they get to like the previews for every single matchup coming up, I'm like, okay, let's
I wish
relax
that
here.
it was. I wish it was more like. Do you remember like old school YouTube when they'd have like the highlight videos of like you type in like, oh, New York Yankees 2015 highlights, and it would just be like "Numb" by Linkin Park is playing, and it's just like highlights from games, and every once in a while,
Right.
John Sterling will be like, the home run stroker. I know that's not
Yeah.
2015,
No,
but
I
like
know,
that's
yeah.
the first one that came to my mind. And it's like
the first one is very funny. It's the first one.
because it's the funniest one to me.
I like Nunsu Posta part though.
Higashioka, the home run stroker, because he
It
doesn't.
is good.
He didn't even try for that one. He didn't even try. He just said,
Yeah.
Stroker Higashioka.
And it
Perfect.
lends itself to very like
Susan,
to dirty
what do you
alts,
think about
obviously.
this?
Put it away, John.
But like then he'll McCann can, stuff like that.
No, well, that's what I feel like the beginning was, and I like that.
No, there's too much talking. Like I wish they were like, let's take a retrospective, right?
Sure.
And then you do like a 2-minute video to fucking some song by Crooked Ways, and then you go, all right, now into whatever we're doing now. I get why they don't do it. Why they don't do it, but I can't. It's so boring to me.
Yeah, and if
So
you skip ahead, then you know kind of what's going to happen in the game. And
I put it on 2x speed.
Yeah.
At that point, I put it on 2x, and I'm like, all right, when it gets back to the game, I'll switch it back down.
Yeah. So I mentioned to you off pod that I predicted to Nicole before the game started. I was like, Jack Doyle, dominant, hits a home run
Wrong.
walk-off.
Wrong.
Dead wrong.
How did you know that they'd be in the position to walk off?
Because I saw
I
the
guessed.
runtime of the episode total was 38 minutes. I'm like, I know
Cheater.
what this episode is because
Cheater.
like we were talking about, they do the recaps and stuff,
Right?
The previews, and once it had been going on for like, I didn't touch the dial again. I left it, didn't touch it, and I knew 20 minutes had gone by. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be this is gonna be like a 10-minute game.
Derek Cheetah.
Now that's good.
That's you.
Peter, you are funny.
Comedy.
That's
comedy.
I don't care what your coworkers say.
Thank you. Off podcast, bringing it in.
Nobody at work thinks Peter's funny. We don't work together.
Nobody at work thinks I'm funny.
I'm applying to Peter's job so I can laugh at all his jokes.
Yeah, so he could dogpile on me like everybody else. Jack was dominant on the mound. He walked. It took him a little bit to rev up. Walked K-Mac at first, and then halfway through Collins at bat, he like started to get real nasty.
Yeah. Just like cursing.
Colin strikes out. K-Mac
Calling
strikes
him fat.
out. Colin gets a hit,
Colin gets a hit.
and
Colin
then he calls
can hit
K-Mac
this year.
fat and strikes him out.
Yeah.
And then it was just like you said, it was kind of like, okay,
Even though, like
at any point, Jack is going to be the one. Like Zoe's good
Right.
too. Don't get me wrong, but Jack's gonna like walk this.
and
off.
maybe any other team there, like, well, they're still facing Colin. Like, he's gonna shut him down. It's gonna go to extras. But you just have a feeling with We Got Ice, the way that especially Jack has been hitting, he goes into this game 9 for 10.
Right.
So he's just on a different level. He's playing at a different level than any other hitter has 3 games in. Like, he's just absolutely, positively raking.
Whoa. You would try not to be an Oliver Twist. But it did help Jack going up in the count 4-1 to start.
Mm-hmm.
He gets a full count, but at that point, Colin is like, he needs to finish strong, gives Jack something to hit, hits a ball below a diving Cohen for a single.
Mm-hmm.
Then Zoe comes up. Zoe strikes out. They talked about Zoe's numbers versus Colin. They're not good. Very uncharacteristic for Zoe. Like Colin is his kryptonite. And then Jack comes up.
Which is a good person to have kryptonite again. It's like you're watching these balls. It's not like Zoe is just missing easy pitches. Colin really was tough against him in particular. I think Jack saw better pitches versus Colin than Zoe did. There's some disgusting, disgusting pitches thrown to that poor guy.
Weird of you to play that. Not a joke. Jack hits a home run, a ding dong, or a dong dong if you're Australian.
That just dong dong is Australian for ding dong.
I guess so. That's what when you ring a doorbell down under.
Down under.
Dong dong. Oi.
Hey.
Ma, let me in. That's
It's like
Australian.
George Harrison.
George Harrison.
Yeah, it sounds like a British guy.
Of the Beat.
From Liverpool.
Unfortunate. From the Beatles.
From the Beatles.
You're always first to break, Brandon.
I didn't break. I just breathed. I inhaled.
No, you inhaled more than you usually would.
We did this. We did this episode 1.
This is a running bit that I do without telling Brendan of playing chicken, podcast chicken, essentially. You know who really can't play that well?
Who?
Brian. Brian is awful at it.
Yeah, no.
Brian cracks so fast.
Brian cracks with anything. You just look at Brian. Like you look at Brian and smile, he'll start laughing.
Brian, for those who don't know,
co-host of the Hoppy
is
Boys.
Brendan's co-host on the Hoppy Boys. So if you've been listening to that, you know who Brian is. Very funny guy. Very nice guy. We love him.
We have episodes with BBD and Drew Davis.
And Drew. And in the future, other people too, because they're into it.
Yep.
But, Brendan, there's nothing else to talk about in this game except for our...
Wait. We didn't talk about... Peter. I just made Peter shart himself. I'm so sorry. There was brown all over your window behind you. I'm so sorry. To the pitch selection. I want to talk about the pitch selection. Or I guess we talked about this during the awards,
I can't help
too.
you on this one. Yeah, we totally could, but it's too late. You've stopped us.
I feel like they're...
You said, hey, we had momentum? No, absolutely not. Talk about your... Player of the game.
Player of the game.
It's Jack. Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about your pitch selection.
Okay.
It's he pitched really well and hit really well. He's the only one in the game.
He pitched really well, hit really well. He's amazing.
Going to be the MVP.
He's so fun to watch
this season.
Yeah, even if he goes over 45 in the next 2 games.
Even if he goes commando.
If he forgets to wear pants to the championship game, which I assume they'll make. He's going to be MVP. He's pitching to Jack Doyle's baseball card, his OG baseball card, the first few seasons.
Og.
He's doing what he's supposed to do in the mound, and he's better than he ever has been, or maybe anybody has ever been in the warehouse. He's amazing. He's doing great. You've never seen someone be so dominant on both sides of the ball. It's really crazy. And he's just going up there, seeing ball, hitting ball. It's really cool. I was just going to talk about how Colin Stone, to me, has the best stuff in the warehouse. And I thought it was really funny how he goes to the camera and says, outside pipe. And that so confidently, and then Jack just takes it up top. And I'm pretty sure that ball was going for outside pipe. It wasn't like he really missed that badly. Just really impressive work. He just goes with that pitch. It was an outside ball. He goes the other way with it. Beautiful, easy swing. I think he has realized that you don't have to swing the bat that hard at all. You just got to meet it with the barrel, and it'll go.
It only took him 6 tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, other people are still trying to figure it out, too. Everyone swings out of their shoes.
He knew. It's very easy to get back into baseball brain.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, good job, Jack. Play of the game.
Play the game. I mean, the play of the game's got to be the home run. Got to be the home run, duck of the game. And if it wasn't going to be the home run, I was going to pick the...
You're just powering through it, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to keep going. The other one would have been...
the game.
The knuckle drop to strikeout K-Max. I just love that pitch so much. Chris Rose said it too in the broadcast. That's one of his favorite pitches. It's also one of mine. I'm pretty sure after that pitch, Jack was like, that was a bad one. I'm like, what do you mean that was a bad one? That was crazy.
That is what he said.
I get that pitch is probably something you want to start middle and have it land completely in the dirt. And that one, I guess if you're in the batter's box, maybe if you're ready for it, it looks a little bit like a floater. But when you're not ready for it, if you could throw it 2 feet above the batter's head and it lands in the strike zone at all, still looks gorgeous to me. I love watching that pitch.
Gorgeous, babe.
That pitch is gorgeous, babe.
That was a gorgeous pitch, babe. Congratulations, Jack, for your duck of the game. I'm certain it's not going to be your last.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Nobody's eliminated in this game, Brendan, but what about the next one?
Someone's going to be.
What to watch for in Jolly Olives versus Baggage?
Well, this is the
1-inning elimination.
The loser's bracket game, as I like to call it.
Snooze, more like snoozers.
That's funny. Again, Peter.
The winner is
you gotta
famously
get me.
going
You gotta
on.
get me in that office.
You're welcome, dude. The winner is famously going on to play Forgotten Rotten Wrong. Haha, tricked you.
What?
April Fools.
MacFlurry Plower.
We're going on to play MacFlurry.
There it is.
What's your what to watch for?
Ken.
Ken. All right.
Ken.
Nobody's named Ken.
Fuck. You sure? Check the roster.
Ken Neary. Ooh, Doc.
Which one? Old or small?
Uh-oh, big.
That's how we measure things. Old or small. I want to see if. Can I do the whole Jolly Owls as a whole? I want to say, can they hit together? Can they hit? Can they mash the ball around the yard?
That's interesting. That is interesting that that's where you're going with this.
Yeah. If it's been bad altogether.
Because if you took baggage, I would say right now, seeing if Drew could like fully put it together pitching is a lot more of something to watch for.
It is,
hitting.
but I feel like last time I saw him, he kind of checked that box for me a little bit. So I was actually gonna say that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty confident that to happen. I'm gonna say hitting. Can they match against these boys? Because if they can, baggage is not a great pitching team, and if they can hit at all, they could probably like max them out at least one of the innings, and that puts it away.
They're roughly average-wise. Like if you average their averages, they're about the same. Like you have two guys who are between 250 and 300 in baggage for average, and then you have Jolly Olives where Jolly is hitting 444 and Drew is hitting 143. So
Battle of the Bats.
It is interesting to watch for. I'll say pitching for baggage. If they can, do decent on the mound, I think that they could get Jolly and Drew to, get some outs, send them through.
Yeah. We haven't seen Jolly really wake up and be this hitter that he's supposed to be. This is the one thing he's supposed to be good at.
Right.
He's not expected to pitch at all, and he hasn't. He's done enough. He's done okay for what we expected him to do, but
he's done pretty good.
Yeah, for what we expected him to do, for sure. But yeah, let's see.
I mean, the big thing here, pitching wise, is the walks. Right, Drew and Jolly have been not great on walks. On our little thing that we've created, which is how we're judging the effectiveness of a pitcher, or efficiency rather, their pitches per walk. Jimmy has about 25 pitches before he walks somebody. Jake has 11.
Bad.
Drew has 13. Jolly has 9.
The 9 is very bad.
If these guys can keep it under control,
yep,
it should be a good game. Otherwise, Walkapalooza is coming our way, and I'm not looking forward to it.
I feel like Drew took notes well from Moylan and is gonna be able to throw strikes. What'd you say?
From us?
From us. That is true. We did say it. I also want to say that I think that second game too, he wasn't sitting as open stance and was moving his body towards the ball. Like I said. I
don't know. I haven't been watching that close. I just watch I watch for when they hit the ball.
I watch for the goyles. I like to see
I'm only here to watch for the goyles. I'm here for the cute goyles.
I look for the cute squirrels, my man. Dusty.
No, get him out of here.
I love Dusty.
Get him out of here. I hate Dusty. If you hate Dusty, which is everybody but Brendan, what should you be drinking?
I'm so shooken by that. That was the worst thing you could have said. I might buy a Dusty t-shirt. Fuck you.
There are no Dusty t-shirts.
Did you bought them all so I couldn't have them?
No, that when they ship them, it's just a picture of Jimmy's middle finger and it says nobody likes Dusty.
Damn it. Well, thanks for letting me know at least so I don't get duped. Drink Subtlety is a drink made by me. You can find it at thesubtlety.com. Use code HoppyBoys for $2 off your order. Hoppy Boys is my other podcast where we talk about beer. You can look at that on YouTube as well. Same with this very podcast. If you listen to it, you're looking at half the story, baby. You got to look at the YouTubes. Subscribe to the Blitzball Boys on YouTube, please.
Yeah.
We're up to 140 right now. Let's get past that 150 mark. Let's get that past that 150 mark.
Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for commenting.
I posted another game, another Blitzball game that I played with Chris. It's over an hour long.
Jesus Christ.
It ends up being a 6-inning game. I'll spoil that much.
Spoiled.
But it actually is relatively entertaining. I was like, oh, fuck, I don't want to put this out. This is going to suck. I was going through it, and I was enjoying it.
Brendan stinks at Blitzball.
Really bad.
Really bad.
I throw the pitches granite style with 2 hands.
Thank you very much for listening.
You're welcome.
Comment if you'd like to. Brendan responds to every single one. We talked to some of the warehouse guys. If you got any questions, we will, ask them for you. Hug your pets. Beyond that, Brendy, ask me a question.
Got things we want to talk about?
Nope.
Bye-bye.
Bye.